Here we are in Blender. Get rid of the splash screen. I'll switch the display on for screencast, and we'll start start modelling an alcove. Shift A. We'll add a cube. Zoom out a bit. And now we'll go into where the little spanner is and add a subdivision surface to it. We'll go up to 3 here. Looks alright, and we'll go in the same in render and apply it. Now we'll go into edit mode. And we'll go into side view, that's number pad 3. Now I mustn't forget, we have to press this little thing down there, and then press B for box select, and select all that left hand side, and then X and delete vertices. And we'll go into 1 for front view, and press B again, and X, and delete vertices. Now we have to hold Alt and right click that bottom, any of those, and then E and Z, and just extrude down till we've got the depth of alcove we sort of fancy, really. Then all that loop's selected, so all we have to do is press F, and that fills that with a face. Just get myself sorted out. Right, get edge select and hold Alt and right click that and press Shift D to duplicate it, and just move it a little bit just so we can see we've got it. And we're going to move this. We're going to separate it by loose parts by pressing P and then to get the menu up. Then we're going to object mode. Select that and press M and move it to a new layer. And we're going to use that later to make a sort of solid as a Boolean modifier to cut a hole in the wall. Now we solidify this by going to the spanner again, just shift that up till we've got it as thick as we want. If you want it to solidify inwards, you have to adjust the offset to +1. Make it even thickness and apply it. Right, back into edit mode again. Now we want to get rid of these little diagonal edges. They're not doing any good, so we right click and then shift right click, then press X, and we dissolve edges, and they've gone. Now comes the bit, it's a terrible tool to work. It's the knife tool. We want new edges, so we click K, left click when it turns colour right in that corner, press C to restrain it on an axis, and the edge will somehow, it will change colour, but what a performance. Now we just press enter, we seem to have got both. There it is. We do the same again, K to select the knife tool, find the corner, press C, you'll see it gets a red thing around it, move it across. When the edge changes colour, left click and enter, and then we've got the 2 new edges which are in the right direction. Go into face select mode and select the front face by right clicking, then E and and extrude outwards as much as you want. That's the sort of shelf that'll stick out from the wall. Now we've got loads of other faces in there, or edges rather, that we don't really need. So again, I'm going to start selecting them when I've worked out which are edges and which are part of the mesh, ground plane sort of thing. Right click and shift right click and shift right click and then X and in a minute, and dissolve edges. Just got rid of those. I don't think now there's one more there. Yeah, there's one underneath there. Get rid of that just by right clicking it. An X and dissolve edge. Now we're getting there. We've got a shelf. I want it separate because I want to make that stone and the sort of alcove plaster. So we shift right click all these faces till we've got all the bottom, if you see what I mean, the bit I want as a stone slab. There we go, we've got it. Now if we press P and separate by selection, that should have got it. Looks as if it has, it's turned orange. Select all by pressing A twice and just right click on that in object mode, and if we move it down you'll see it's separate. Put it back, we don't want it to stop separate. We'll go into wireframe, you'll see it's a very clean mesh, much better than the sort of hodgepodge I had before. So we'll go back into solid mode, solid view. Now just one thing we've got to do, we want to smooth this, so as you see all the back's all a lot of separate faces at the moment, and it still will be, but if we press T and just go to smooth, and you'll see it's gone terrible. But you don't need to worry, go to modifiers where the spanner is again, edge split, that's squared the bottom up, and we want to press A twice in a minute, and then just right click to select the alcove bit, edge split again, and that's it. It's all sharp, as you can see, and that's about it for today. I'll do a second part to this, but that's it.